Farah Hannoun for MMA Junkie, and I'm joined by Youssef Zalal, who takes on Sung Choi on the UFC's October 10 event right here in Yas Island, in Abu Dhabi. Youssef, how are you?
Oh man, I didn't know you were at the Island already. Oh, that's awesome. That is
Yeah,
awesome.
I am.
I
I
gotta
am.
ask you now. I gotta ask you about the heat and everything now. You're gonna be my go-to.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I'm quarantined right now, so I can't give you much other than my balcony. But I gotta say, it's like because I was there last September for UFC 242. It's a little bit better than that. And it's definitely gonna be better than what they experienced in July for Fight Island. So that's probably like the best scenario you're getting out of the three Abu Dhabi events that have happened over the past year.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that. See, you're my inside girl right there. I can ask anything I want now.
Well, I'm sure I'll be more useful once I get out of quarantine. But right now, that's all I can give you right now, or the packaged meals I've been receiving to my room. But
Well, I appreciate it. At least you gave me some information.
it's gonna be hot. Look, it's gonna be hot. It's not like it's humid. That's the thing. It's the humidity that people have
Oh
a
yeah.
hard time dealing with.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun.
So, when do you get to Abu Dhabi? When you travel?
I think they told me I'll leave September 30th. I think I do a testing here. Then I get there September 30th, and I'm assuming I leave October 1st. So that's as I know so far. Nothing's confirmed, but that's what I know so far.
Cool. And how excited are you? I mean, that's I guess the closest you'll get to a home fight. No UFC Morocco yet, but it is the Middle East. So how excited are you to get to compete here?
Oh man, it was a blast. I was like, I get to actually fight. As a kid, you always dreamed about like, oh man, like I'm doing this for the community, for my people, and all this and stuff that. But when reality hits, you're like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like it's awesome to get to fight in front of a bunch of Arabs and bunch of Muslims and all that stuff. So for me to really, and like you said, it's very close to home. So for me to really go out there and just fight, it's a blessing.
Absolutely, and on the card as well with you is Abu Zaitar, so it's like a full-on Morocco kind of card. Like I don't think there's ever been two Moroccans on the same card.
I think this is the first time, so it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not definitely in Morocco. They're gonna be watching. It's gonna be super exciting for them. So to tell me, I mean, last time we spoke, I told you we are gonna be talking soon. I told you you're gonna be having a fight booked. When did this fight come together? Probably like what, 2 days after our last interview, or what?
So the funny part, we were joking with my teammates. I was joking with my teammates, and I was like, "Man, watch! I bet you they're gonna call me and like, already again, we ready to go." And I didn't know he was gonna fight out. I thought it was gonna be this Vegas. And then literally 2 weeks after my fight, I got back just 1 week in training. I get a missed call from my coach and missed call from my manager. So I knew something was going on. I was like, oh, it's probably another fight. And as soon as I called him, and he was like, you ready to fight? And I was like, yeah, man, let's do it. I was like, where? He was like, Abu Dhabi. And I was like, what? I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm like, we're going to Abu Dhabi. But man, that was awesome. I was very pumped about that.
Yeah, and you're fighting Sung Choi. He's a really talented fighter, but he has lost two of his past three. Were you hoping, considering you're the first to hit three wins in 2020, with your momentum, were you hoping for kind of a bigger name, or what were your thoughts on the matchup when they gave it to you?
Man, I really don't care. I feel like he's a tougher matchup than all the guys that I fought before. To be honest, I feel like he's a way higher level than the guys I fought. Even though he lost his fights, but for me, I feel like he brings a lot of danger to the game. So for me, I was like, I don't care, man. It's whatever the UFC gives me. I just want to stay ready and really just stay active. That's all I care about.
And yeah, I agree with you. He's a really talented guy. I mean, he's a talented striker, pretty tough to take down, and he brings the fight as well. Does that excite you? I mean, he's a guy that doesn't like to stay on his back a lot. He's always like kind of moving around on the feet. He puts pressure. He looked really good in his last fight. So, are you excited for the stylistic matchup?
I tell a lot of these people, I was like, I haven't got my Moroccan side out yet. I was like, all they seen is my technical side, my head movement, my movement. They haven't seen like the actual Dutch kickboxing. Just sitting there and be crazy Moroccan. So I was like, I think this fight it might have a chance to bring that out of me. So that I'm pretty excited about that.
Yes, I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. Like stylistically, it's a really fun matchup. I mean, I like what you said there. Even though I did say he lost 2 of his past 3, but I do agree with you. He is like on paper one of the tougher style matchups. Have you watched footage of him? Do you kind of leave that to your coaches? Did you study his last couple of fights?
So every fight, no matter what, who I fight, I watch like the last fight, the recent fight, and then that's it. The rest is all to the coaches. For me, I just want to feel comfortable enough that I know exactly what he's throwing and exactly what he's doing. So when I fight and I know exactly what's happening, I'm not too worried about what is he gonna throw and that stuff like that. I know my coaches have the eyes outside. So for me, just go out there and really just do my job.
Tell me about your training camp, because I saw that there was that one picture, I can't remember who posted it, and it was just like, man, like it was you, Alex Hernandez, Chris Gutierrez, Alex Perez, Brandon Royval. I don't know if I missed anybody, but man, that's a room full of killers. So tell me about your training camp.
Oh man, it's been crazy. I feel like the best thing that happened to us in this pandemic is us getting so much better because all we focus on is fighting now. It's not like there's not a whole lot to focus on, to be honest. Like people are just working from home or and doing a lot of stuff from home. They can't really do anything outside home. So for us to really have that little group and really just focus on our fighting and focus on our game. And like you said, like we have a bunch of guys in the extended series. Like we just got one guy that's got signed, Colin, and stuff like that. So for us to train with that group that like they want to be where you at or they want to pass you. So that's like brings the competitive out of us and really pushes us. So that's why we are one of the best gyms in the world, and I feel like we bring in a lot of people to the UFC.
And with you taking so many fights in this active approach, are you just always at the gym? Like, do you ever take some time off or you just live there by now?
Hey, my mom told me, yeah, you have one opportunity, you make the best of it, and I really did since I was 10 years old, and I came here and I started MMA when I was 16 years old. So that was my thing. I stayed at the gym all day, every day. So for me, it was like, you gotta learn how to keep time for your life, as well. Your family, your wife, your all that stuff you gotta consider as well. So yeah, my whole life I've just been around the gym all day. So for me, it's nothing new, man. It's just having fun, and I love to have fun.
And there are advantages of that, right? You get to feed off of everybody's energy. I mean, you've been cornering guys as well, just helping other guys prepare for their fights and their training camps. That's got to be motivating for you as well, especially like you said, seeing those younger guys that look up to someone like you that's kind of made the most out of the opportunity since getting signed to the UFC.
Oh, it's the best thing. I don't know if you guys ever know, like you go see somebody and we're like, oh, that's my boy right there. That's like I train with that guy. Like we punch each other, and stuff like that. So it really motivates me. When I saw Colin, I was like, oh my god, that's my dude right there. I was like, he trains with us like on all that, and like he's all quiet and stuff like that. And he goes in a fight, he's just trying to kill somebody. I was like, this is awesome. Like this is cool. Like this is what I want to train with.
Absolutely. And what's your approach here for the rest of the year? I mean, how many more fights do you think you could squeeze in?
I like I said, man, I really don't care. Like whatever happens, happens. I don't wanna like jinx myself, as they say. It's like, like especially Moroccans, they don't want. They said, especially my mom tells me like, just stay quiet. Things will come to you. Don't worry. And I was like, that's what I just do. I don't care. Like if the fight comes up, comes up. It doesn't, man. Who knows? Like I know they have back in the States and they have a bunch of fights still in Abu Dhabi. So if anything happens, I'll be there and I'm ready. But first, I have a very big fight on October 10th. That's I gotta go through first.
Are you hoping for this fight to get the finish? I know it's not a lack of trying. I mean, obviously, your last one, you came super close to the spinning back kick, but are you hoping kind of? I feel like you've kind of made a statement already, to be honest. Like, even though it's like 3 decisions on your record for your UFC wins, I feel like you've made a lot of noise anyway, just for your fighting style, your personality, and everything. But are you hoping kind of to get the finish in this one?
Oh man, I don't know. Like I told the interviews, I was like, when I threw that spinning kick, I was going through so much emotions. I was like, oh my god, this is my first finish in the UFC, blah blah blah. And then he get up. I was like, why? I literally said in my head, why did you get up, man? Like I almost said to him, I was like, why did you get up, man? Like you could have just stayed down, like whatever. But yeah, man, I always going to fight. Like always hoping to get a finish. I always. It's not like I'm not looking for the finish, like you said. I'm always looking for the finish, but it just the circumstances didn't work out. But for me, I was like. I just try to have fun, man, and really just just do me and really have fun, and things will come.
Youssef, I'll leave you with one last question. I appreciate your time. That being said, do you envision a certain way this fight plays out? Do you have a kind of a prediction? Do you see it primarily playing out on the feet, or do you see it hitting the ground as well?
Oh man, on paper they say, oh, you should take him down. He got ready to choke, blah blah, this and that. Like, like for me, I was like, man, he's a kickboxer. Like I'm like kind of kickboxing background. I was like, it's time to have fun. Like let some hands out a little bit. Whatever. But I really don't care, man. I'm go out there and really do me, and if the finish shows up, it'll show up. But I'm excited for this fight, man. I think I get to show a lot of people what my other side look like, even in the striking side. I know they haven't seen a lot of it.
Awesome stuff, Youssef. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time. I hope you got to eat some sifa at least in between the fights, or
no, not yet. I was like, I gotta go back home, but I was like, I don't know. My mom told me to come back home. I was like, I don't know, Mom. If they stop the airports and stuff like that, I can't fight. Just FYI. I was like, I can't do that. I love you so much, but I can't do that.
Well, the hospitality is pretty good here. Maybe if you requested, I wouldn't be surprised if they brought it for you. So maybe a post-fight meal or something.
Yeah, I hope that. That's actually a good idea. Actually, you should text them, actually.
I'll try to get a word in once I get out of quarantine for you.
I appreciate you. See, I told you, we're good now.
Absolutely. You said thank you so much for taking the time, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys.